on this one. I'm like, we're just quick. And we're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome. It is week 22. We skipped week 21 as we are going every other week for the summer. Hope you guys didn't miss us too much, but we did miss you guys. But we're back for our live event. A lot has happened in the last 2 weeks. Josh will hopefully be joining us here shortly, but he has been out and about. And the biggest news of all of ours is that Todd's wife had their baby. So, yay! So he will not be joining us tonight as he is on paternity leave, we'll call it. But no, he really needed to spend time with his family, which obviously we understand, and so that's where he's at. But as for the rest of us, we're here. This is just going to be a quick one, mostly because I don't feel very good, and everybody is we're kind of busy this summer. This is a good thing, though. We're not just all sitting around doing nothing. We're all out and about now, so it's a good thing. But we have Chantel here with us today. How are you?
Good. How are you guys? I've missed you.
Yes, we've missed your face. And then of course we have Kurt here. How are you, Kurt?
I'm awesome. Just happy as can be.
Great. Oh, well, guys, we haven't done a live event in a little bit. I guess I should pull this up and see. I forgot to pull up the chat for this so we can see if we have any questions.
I don't think anybody's on.
Yeah, I was really, this is going to be all on me. I did not advertise this till last night. Or was it this morning? No, it was like a few hours ago. I don't even know what is happening. But yeah, let's see. Oh, it hasn't even registered over onto the channel yet.
Oh, that's good.
It shows up mine. That's okay.
Oh, you've got it? Oh, there we go. I've got it now. Okay. There we go. Now I've got the chat up. Okay. I couldn't see it a minute ago, but now it pulled up. Anyway, yeah, guys, I apologize that I have not been in the comment section or anything like that for the past, I'd say week, of course, but it's been a little bit longer than that for preparation. Tyson and I took a surprise vacation. Surprise for YouTube. I was aware of it. But, yeah, and the theme of everyone in the collab doing cruises lately, I took a cruise with my husband for our 10-year anniversary and was sick the entire time. It was awful.
That's just how life happens.
Right?
So true.
But you know what? I mean, I'd rather be sick in the Caribbean than sick at home, so I can't laugh.
Such a rough life.
I'd rather be sick at home, I think.
I know. I just am saying that. But it was kind of funny because normally I get really, really homesick. I think mostly I just have separation anxiety with my cats, which non-cat people will think is crazy, but whatever. And I just really did care too much. This time I was just like, nah. And it was like the travel day home. I'm like, oh, I just want to be home now. Now I'm ready to be home. Oh, Kiki is saying she saw me on Mel and Phil and their channel. If any of you watch, Melissa Trippy, Tyson and I had lunch with her and Phil, who is on our channel here quite often, helping us out. Tyson and I went and had lunch with them and met up with them while we were in Florida, the Florida part of our little trip. And Phil is just as incredible in person as he is on these videos helping us out. So it was
awesome
meeting them.
That's cool because you always want the person to be as awesome in person as they are online. So
Yeah, I know. That's like it's like roulette. Like you never know. I mean, there's this guy I know named Kurt. I met him in person, and he's so weird in person. He is. I don't know if anybody fully realizes that Kurt and I only live like an hour, less than an hour away, 45 minutes away. Yeah. So we've actually hung out a few times, like our families and stuff. So
That's awesome. I wish I would have known you guys when I went to Utah a couple years ago.
I know. Well, I didn't even know Kurt back then, so Kurt and I have only been friends for a few months, actually.
Yeah. Longest few months of my life.
But you're so close to us, Chantel. You should just hop over that mountain range and come visit.
Yeah, Dex, let me just put on my pogo shoes.
Those like bouncing ones that are like that they wear like sporting.
Were they called like moon boots or something like that?
Yeah, something.
I think I saw people walking down the road in them, honestly, the other day. It's like a new exercise fad.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've heard exercises for it.
And I was like, that is so weird. Like, who does that?
I think it would be so much fun, but one, I'd be scared to, like, break my ankle, and then two, I don't know, like, I don't wear heels because, like, I look like an orange on heel, like, stilts or something. I don't know, like, I'd be afraid of that, too. I'd just be like, ugh. I don't know.
I'm a clumsy person too, so I suppose that it just wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
18 years of dance did nothing for me. There's no grace. There's not an ounce of grace in this body.
I'd probably break a hip or something.
Right. Well, guys, I totally busted my finger open trying to board the plane on the way there. That's how clumsy I am. And I was so bummed out because it was our second plane, so from Atlanta to Miami, and I was trying to film touching the side like all the vloggers do.
Yep.
And I was filming, but the first plane, it was like you didn't have to step up into the plane. This one, you had to step up, and so I tripped over that and did a full like did a full circle, and Tyson's behind me like, what do I do? And like slammed my camera into the side of the plane. And then Tyson's like, you're going to break the camera. And I swear I was filming, but when I go back and look, the last clip was the clip before that. So I somehow like deleted it when I slammed it.
So it was all for nothing.
Exactly. It was all for nothing. Like I filmed after. I was like, I busted my finger, but you don't even get to see it. Because you should have been able to see like the spin, because I had it in my wrong filming hand, obviously, because you have to touch with your filming hand, which is the most annoying part. And so I was filming with my wrong hand, so you would have at least seen the spin and then slamming. Anyway, oh well. Oh well.
It was just an overall vlogger fail.
Yeah, it was bad. And then my camera had issues like the whole trip, like it wouldn't turn on, like it wasn't recognizing the turning on. Or like you turn it on, and then when you turn it off, like it wouldn't retract the lens.
Oh, that's a bummer.
It seems to be working okay now that we're home, but I don't know if like the humidity had an issue, like a part in that. I don't know. Who knows?
Good old camera pull-out problems. Ugh, I'm having problems too.
Right? I need to buy the warranty is the problem.
True.
Oh, so how has everybody's like diet and workouts been going?
Well,
day, right?
we've been so sick that I've been super lazy. Like, not super lazy. I mean, I do my typical daily duties, but I'm not gonna go hack a lung out on the person next to me at the gym.
Right. Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah, and they'd appreciate that. Sorry. I need to like mute myself because every time I cough, it brings the main screen back on me, and I'm like, no, don't film this. Anyway, how about for you, Kurt? You said this last week's been kind of hard for you.
Yeah, the last 2 weeks have been kind of weird. Like, my wife's been on midnights, and I shouldn't have it as an excuse, because I should just do everything on my own, like with food and everything, but I realized how much I like, I don't know how to explain it. I'm not a talker. I'm a vlogger, though. That's weird. But I rely on her a lot, I think, with food, and she cooks a lot, and so when she's been working midnight, she's been sleeping at night before she goes in and stuff, and it's just I've made a lot of bad choices, and yeah, it is what
Yeah.
it is, I guess, and got to get back into it, which I keep saying over and over and over again.
I know. Well, it's hard because I mean, the weekend before we left, Tyson was out of town for 5 days, and so it
Hmm.
was just me. Like, I'm a scaredy cat, so I needed to make sure I was like home before the sunset, which I'm sure makes me sound like a vampire or something, like the opposite of a vampire. But like, I have to like be home with this door locked before the sun sets. That's like my mission when I'm by myself. So like, I was running errands, getting things ready for the trip, but like I couldn't like get to the gym and stuff. So then I was trying to work out here, but like I didn't. Anyway, that's the thing. Like we sit and we can make like 500 excuses, and, or oh well, I did this instead or whatever. But it's like I think the accountability is just owning that we went through a time where we couldn't do what we said we wanted to do.
Yeah,
Like, and I think that that's okay. Like it's not okay to continue that behavior, but I think that there's something this about like just owning that that's what happened.
I totally agree. And I think the biggest thing, like when I was good and I had lost a lot of weight and stuff, I think it's all about routine. It really is. Like just getting on a routine where you're doing the same thing day in and day out with food and workouts and whatnot. That's where it makes sense. So when you get thrown off, it's hard to get back on. It really is.
I
Yeah.
struggle so bad with food.
What was that?
I struggle so bad with food. Like, I can get in a routine of working out,
Mhm.
but food is my enemy. Like, seriously, it is going to kill me because I just love food.
I know.
I'm the same way. I was listening to a podcast on the way home, actually, as I was coming here. And it's a podcast called Stuff You Should Know. It's really good. And the one I was listening to was on junk food. And I totally agree with them that junk food it's a drug. It really is. And the thing that sucks about it is you still have to live around food. Like you can take people out of your life that are drugs and stuff like that, but food you always have to eat. And it's just trying to get back into the swing of things. I don't know.
I know. Well, and it's always that first week that's the hardest, like to
Oh
just
yeah.
get going and get doing that. And then for me, like sometimes like I'll power through that first week, and then the second week, which should be so much easier, I sometimes like think back at like how hard that first week was to get going, and then I let that intimidate me. And it's like, hello, the second week is so much easier. You've already done the hard week, but yet I think, oh no, the second week's gonna be just like the first week. I don't want to do it again, and then you just get yourself sucked into that.
One big circle.
Mhm.
It seems like after like that first week, I'll be like, if I make it through 1 week, I'll give myself a little treat. It's so stupid as that sounds, but I don't know. It's
I know. So
Something cool. Whoops, sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say it's just so funny because it's also like what I was saying, like we're busier because it's summertime and we're like actually out doing stuff, but
uh-huh.
like at the same time like it's harder to do like the specific workouts now.
That and we've been outside a lot, so you're not at home to eat too. Like it's a little bit
Yeah.
harder to prepare when you're away from the house,
Yeah.
for
What were
sure.
you gonna say, Chantel?
Oh, well, today we were going to go into the mountains, but we changed our mind. First we went to the farmers market that they hold right here in our town. They literally shut off the entire main street, and it's a farmers market and like little whole booths of everything. And
Cool.
there's one booth of a local farm, and you fill a 5-pound bag for $10.
What?
They have seriously like 5 different tables full of fresh fruits and veggies, and you just take as many bags as you want and you start filling them, and each bag's $10. So I put like 3 spaghetti squashes and red and purple potatoes. Like I just stuffed them to the max.
Yeah.
And then we also came back home. We bought a bunch of plants and we started our own veggie garden today.
That's awesome.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I'm really, really excited for that.
Yeah, you're gonna have to keep us updated how like doing your own garden and stuff. Like
Yeah, I'll vlog it and stuff
yeah,
for the collab.
that would be really awesome to hear how that goes. Kurt, do you have a garden in your yard?
We have one. We just covered up because we are terrible at gardening. Like at our old house, we had like this ginormous garden at our old house, and we like plant it, and it would just all go to weeds.
Oh,
So we were just like, we'll just go to the store and buy it, or go to like the farmer's market. That's one thing I'm excited about, is I think Kelly Franz from Franz Vlogs was telling me yesterday, I think the Salt Lake one is opening up next Saturday. And so we
yeah.
love going down. So we're going to start going to those a lot of weekends. So
I want to go with you. Is it if you go Saturday morning? I want to go with you.
yeah, let's do it.
Okay, that'll
Me
be
too, guys.
awesome.
I'm coming.
That's funny. And like Tyson and I talk about the farmers markets all the time because there is the awesome one in Salt Lake, but like we never like actually go do it. But then we go to like Target and I see their like mediocre fruits and vegetables and I'm like, oh, I want all of that. And then I end up spending like $10 just for like two little things of fruit and it's like mediocre looking, but it tastes good.
I love farmer market prices.
That's the problem with the Salt Lake one, though, is it's not really that much cheaper. Like,
No?
it really isn't. And it's more of like an experience kind of a thing, it seems like. Where people go, and like most of the time when we go, we like don't even really buy a whole lot. Like we'll like buy like something small and we'll eat it as like we're walking around. But like to fill like your grocery bags, you're paying an arm and a leg at that one. You have to go to like
I
the
feel
store.
like in Utah, though, the farms are a lot further from the city
Sure.
than in Colorado because, like, there will be a town and then huge stretches of farmland and then the city and huge stretches of farmland all around. Like, we have dairies here that are right outside our town that deliver to our house.
That's awesome.
So we're going to start getting our cheese and butter and milk all from the cows that are, like, 10 miles away from my house.
I wish. That'd be awesome.
I did notice that in Utah. I mean, when we drove around, because my mom lived in not South Jordan. Her restaurant was in South Jordan, and I can't think. Harriman. She lived in Harriman.
Oh, okay.
I noticed that there was some farms within the town, like people had kept their land and had their cows and stuff. But I noticed it wasn't farmed on. It was just a lot of livestock.
Yeah. Mostly like personal uses, it seems like what it's used for. Like there's a lot out, like we're out where I live, there's a lot of farmland, but there's not a whole lot of like farmers markets, which is weird.
Yeah,
like a small one, but they still, I don't know, maybe I'm just cheap or something. Maybe they're cheaper than I really think they are, but I don't know.
Well, there's a bunch of like random like stands that will pop up because I know like so where I live off the freeway. I'm like I don't know. I'm talking now that we're all.
Your address?
I know. I feel like we're all talking like we know where I live, but okay, so in Draper, there's my parents knew this guy really well, and he farms like the most delicious corn ever. So I know that there's like his little stand in Draper that maybe I should go look and see what their prices are. And then there's one off of like 90th that I can't remember what their name is, but that's another like stand. So it's not necessarily like full-fledged farmers markets, but they'll have like their stands around town. Mm-hmm. Maybe I need to start looking at those a little bit more closely.
Do it, because up in Maine, the closest farmer market, they just added one to my old town, but it was like an hour and 15 minutes away, so really it wasn't worth it for us. But where Travis, if we would go up to visit Travis's family north of us in Maine, along the way there'd be farmers, because he grew up on a farm. Mm-hmm. And along the way there'd be stands like with fresh blueberries, fresh corn, fresh everything. So you would stop, and a lot of it was donation. They just had an oversupply of the stuff. So you could drop a couple dollars in the box and take it, and some farmers will do that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Have you ever tried Bountiful Baskets, Amy?
No, we've thought about it, but because there's only two of us and we don't like, and I'm a little picky, I've always been afraid of it.
Yeah, it's only like $15, which is good though.
Yeah.
We take like a laundry basket, and you can fill up almost the whole thing with it.
Wait, so you get to pick what you get though?
No.
Oh, see.
So, and the only problem is you have to go like on a Saturday, and depending on what city you're in, like when I used to live in like Taylorsville, kind of close to where you're at, it was like at 7 in the morning, which is awesome because it didn't take up your day.
Right.
Like the one like out by us, it's like at 11 o'clock in the morning, and we're never home on Saturdays. We like to get out, and
Yeah.
we're thinking about starting to do that again. You just
We
gotta.
have that in the next town over, but the meetup is at 5:30 in the morning.
So I'd do that.
No, it's not happening.
5:30. I might as well just not go to bed the night before.
No, no kidding. I'll just stay in my pajamas and stay up all night. Might as well get a newspaper route while I'm at it.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, I'm not a morning person, which is funny because I work earlier in the morning, and I just don't sleep.
I was gonna say it's because you don't sleep. That's why you're not a morning person.
Well, I'll tell you though, we took the red eye, so our flight was at 11:55 p.m. and then we like got to Miami at 9:30 in the morning their time, so it was like literally the whole entire night we traveled. And so I think we slept. So I put this into sleep mode so I could see how much I slept. And we slept like an hour and a half the first flight, and then maybe like 45 minutes the second flight. And I was like, well, that's kind of how much sleep I get at home, just broken up. And then I was like, no, 3 hours of sleep on a plane is so different than 3 hours of sleep like in my bed with my kitties and my blanket and my husband, and it's dark and it's quiet and yeah. I don't think I recovered from that. It was awful.
Did you do like working out on the cruise ship at all, or no?
No, we just walked. I mean, because I just really wasn't feeling well. I mean, I took my tennis shoes and workout clothes because we also were going to see, if time permitted, we were going to see if we could do a workout with Phil. But I'm secretly glad that time didn't permit because I honestly like couldn't breathe. I had such bad headaches, and so I mostly just we just walked each day, but it didn't really help matters much that like we were on the 7th floor on the back because we had a back balcony, and everything was that we wanted to do was on our side of the boat and on like the 9th floor or the 5th floor, so we really didn't even have like a lot of stairs to take or so I mean so I'm actually I feel like we did pretty good food wise, or at least me. I'm the only one that I can speak about, but like I only had dessert twice. All the other nights I just got like a cheese platter for dessert, which I'm obsessed with cheese platters on cruise ships. That's where I found that I love brie. And then okay, I sent Kurt a picture of the lava cake, the melting cake.
I told you had to have one for me.
Yeah, well, and it was so funny. So I got that too. That's all I had. Like with the 2 desserts I had was that, and the guy that was sitting diagonal from us, it was so funny because he was like, this cake's not cooked. Like he was going on, and they were like, it's not supposed to be like a regular cake. It's like a melting. Like they were trying to explain it, and he's like, no, you need to bake it longer. This is disgusting. And Tyson's like, it's a ganache. Like just chill yourself out. Like oh my goodness, it was so funny. He went on and on. But so I kind of am proud of myself though, because I only had those 2 desserts, and then I did not have ice cream once. No free ice cream cones for me. I know. I'm so proud.
Isn't it all you can eat on the ship, too?
Yeah.
That's awesome, Amy. I'm really proud of you.
Well, don't get me wrong. Like, I did overeat in a lot of different areas.
Well, I would have just been eating the dessert bar, so.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we didn't go to really any, like, of the dessert tables or, I don't know, like, I think also because I wasn't feeling well, like it just didn't. I mean, we brought some candy, so I did. Like, I'm not trying to be here and be like, oh, I ate on plan. I didn't. Like, I ate the candy we brought. I just didn't like.
You didn't go overboard.
Yeah, like I didn't. Well, thankfully I didn't go overboard because I'm still alive. I didn't fall over the ship, but but yeah, like I just didn't do too much. I didn't ever leave dinner feeling like super, super full. Like I felt full, but I didn't like stuff myself. But I don't know. So I think I did okay.
So proud of yourself, though. Seriously.
Yeah, I feel somewhat proud. I gained weight, but that's okay.
I would have been rolling in the food, so.
Like Scrooge McDuck on DuckTales.
Like, my food!
Well, it was so funny because there was one of the nights. Every night they did like a buffet at midnight, and it was.
Are you kidding me?
No.
This is the only thing I think I'm missing about cruises, because everything else about the cruise I don't care. I can do that on land. But seriously, all the food at midnight buffet?
Yeah. Well, and there's like a 24-hour pizza station, so they're like constantly making fresh pizza. But like, so we did have quite a lot of pizza, but there was every night they did this buffet, but it was normally just like random food. But one day it was like Mexican day on the boat, and so it was like all Mexican food on this midnight buffet, and it was insane. Like Tyson and I went to go check it out because he really likes Mexican food, and like we were in the line, and it was like longer than any lunch line I'd seen. It was so funny. Like it was just crazy. It was crazy. And I don't like Mexican food, but I had some of the nachos, but
I'm not a big Mexican food fan either. And I am in the land of Mexican food up here in Colorado. It's ridiculous.
Really? That's so funny. You wouldn't think like Colorado would be high in Mexican food.
It is. Every restaurant is a Mexican restaurant. I'm not even kidding.
Really? What I like about in Florida is that every restaurant is like a seafood restaurant.
I know. I miss seafood on the East Coast so much. Like today at one of the farmers markets thing was fresh Alaskan seafood. And I'm like, how fresh can that be coming from Alaska? We're in Colorado.
Right. I mean, I guess if they like, the freshest it could be is yesterday. I had the freshest seafood I've ever had.
It sounds so gross.
It sounds disgusting, but it was so incredible. Like, oh my gosh. So one of the days when we were in Turks and Caicos, we went on an excursion and we were snorkeling, and two of the divers that were for the professionals, they dove down and got two conchs, like those shells that you blow through the thing and it's like brr. Anyway, but they weren't like the
Can you do that one more time for me, Amy? What do they sound like?
You should have seen me trying to explain this on my Periscope the other day because I was super hyper. The thing you go Anyway, you guys know those big shells. We have one. We brought one back. But they actually had, and you'll see this on my vlog. I'm editing them soon. There'll be one up tomorrow. But it has this little like slug-like thing in it that has this claw. And that's how it crawls on the floor. It just claws along. Hi, Josh. I'm telling a weird story, so you're joining in this time.
Hey, Josh.
Hi, everybody.
So they take the conch, and we get back on the boat, and we go to the island where we're going to be hanging out with the stingrays. And they decide to show us, like, this conch. So they had to, like, chop off the end where you normally would blow through. That normally looks like a unicorn bit. So they had to cut that off. Because this is how they get the, like, if you just pull on the little dude with the claw, he doesn't want to come out because he's, like, suctioned himself in there.
Yeah.
So to get it off, like, they chop the end, and then they have to, like, crack it a tiny bit, and then that releases the suction, and then Josh was cracking it.
I don't know how to turn it off. What have I done?
What have I done?
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
I pushed the button and I don't know how to fix it. I'm sorry.
Josh, you can't be making us sickos laugh here.
I'm sorry. I don't know how to fix it. I'm sorry.
If you click on it again, it undoes it.
I don't know. I somehow clicked out of it, and I don't. I'm so sorry.
Okay. Anyway, so we're on the beach, and they get the little dude to unsuction out, and then he's this weird-looking thing because now he's out of his shell. And this is the part that makes me a little sad, but I don't really have. I feel really bad for land animals, and I have a hard time eating land animals, but I don't have a really hard time eating seafood, so I looked past this. Anyway, they killed him, and there's left with like this section, and it looked a lot like coconut almost. And he's all, let me go season it. So he goes and washes it in the ocean. So that's how he seasons it. And then he just cuts up pieces and hands it to us. Okay, so this is fresh out of the shell, like he just caught it 10 minutes ago.
That's disgusting.
Not even cooked. And I ate it, and it was the most delicious thing I have ever tasted. It is my absolute favorite food ever. Fresh conch out of the ocean. And I don't like I love shellfish, but I don't like fish. Like fish is iffy for me. It tasted so like a cross between, not the flavor, but it had the texture of fresh coconut, and then it tasted like clam and calamari had a baby. And that's what it was. It was
disgusting. I would have never eaten that. You were so brave.
I would have probably never have either, but I was vlogging, and so I was like, do it for the vlog. And it was so good. I finished Tyson's piece, and then if you fast forward to 2 days when we were in, 2 days later, we're in the Bahamas, and there's this little stand, and this lady was selling conch fritters. And the fritter wasn't that great, but she was trying to explain what conch was to these people, and so she was like trying to let them taste some of the raw, and they were like, no, and I was like, I want it, and so I ate it, and it was so good. It was so good. So anyway, it sounds super gross. It'll be on my vlog when I get it edited. So that actually will be in tomorrow's vlog. The Turks and Caicos will be in tomorrow's vlog. But, oh my gosh, it was so good. So you guys have to try it.
I just like trout. I like freshwater fish. Because that's what we did at home was fish. So I like trout and like salmon and stuff like that. I like some lobster food, yeah. I mean, seafood, but it's not my fave.
Yeah.
I like sushi.
I have a hard time with real cooked fish. Like raw fish, I'll eat. We had sushi burritos last night. That's what we ate.
I know. I saw you guys went to sushi.
Yeah, it was really good.
Is it just like a piece of sushi? Do they just hand the whole thing to you? Do they not cut it?
No, I'll show you.
What is a sushi burrito?
Exactly? Isn't that exactly what it is?
But yeah. So it's burrito size.
Oh,
It's really good.
that's nifty.
But it's it's like as thick as a burrito.
It's like that.
Yeah.
Well, a little bit bigger than a regular roll.
My only problem with sushi burrito, because I've been there once and I really, really enjoyed it. The problem that you didn't think about when you're eating sushi and it's just bite sizes.
Yeah, everything.
You eat it, but when you have to actually bite into it, the fish is a little bit tough to break through, and I wasn't prepared for that going into it, so that caught me off guard the first time, and I was like, ooh, and then after, I was okay once I realized I had to, saw through it with my teeth, but...
Saw through it with my teeth.
It was a little bit messy, too, but it's alright. It tasted good.
And did yours have lettuce in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a little different for me, but...
Yeah, what have I missed? I'm sorry I came in late. I apologize.
No, you're fine. We were just talking about cruises and...
Did you have fun?
I did. I'm sick. I was sick the entire time.
Oh, no.
Other than that, I really can't complain. Looking at the forecast, like we thought it said it was going to rain in every city we were going to be in. There was supposed to be rain. Like even in Florida, it was rain the entire time. And so we actually really lucked out. It only rained one day, and it was in the part of the Bahamas that we really didn't have a chance to go to the beach anyway.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I was kind of being a bummer, and sorry to keep saying you'll see us in the vlog, but like I was like really bummed out about it. But then Tyson and I had a talk like off camera about positivity and how I'm trying to be more positive, and we were like, we expected rain every single day of this trip, and if it's only raining in one port where we didn't think we were going to go swimming anyway, like what's the big deal? So,
Good.
so I really can't complain.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you guys had fun. I saw some of the pictures you posted on Facebook. Man, it was beautiful.
Yeah, it's interesting. I didn't take nearly as many photos as I did last time. And I don't know if that's just because, like, this time I was juggling the vlogging camera and the GoPro, and I didn't feel well, but I tried to snap a few good ones, and then I'm just posting them sporadically because I was trying not to disclose that I was on that trip until I posted the first vlog about it. So I couldn't. We had internet one day, and I was trying, like, don't post anything, don't post anything. And I felt bad because I was like, Tyson, you can't say that we're on a trip. And anyway, it was bad. But yeah, so now I'll post some pictures. I have a few people who are like, have fun. I'm like, I'm not there today. I'm just posting.
Thanks for the reminder that I'm back home.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me I'm back, and I'm like in bed sick. I need to unpack. Like carpet cleaners are coming tomorrow, so everything has to be up off the floor. And like we're still living in a suitcase right now, and anyway, it's fine. It's
How have you been, Josh?
Yeah, Josh.
No, I've been pretty good. I kind of struggled this week a little bit, like with my eating. After I got back from the cruise that I went on, as you guys know, I had gained like 24 pounds, and then I lost most of that on my last weigh-in that we did the video on. But then I got down to a point where I was like, I weighed in and I was a pound up from where I had been before we left on the cruise, and so I guess I kind of got in that mindset like, oh, okay, I'm back to where I was before, so now I can splurge a little bit. And so I've not been doing. We went to a baseball game last week for my mom's birthday, and so whenever you're at the ballpark, you end up eating junk food, and so I did. And so ever since then, like all week long, I've just been kind of struggling. Not so much like eating a bunch of bad foods, but I guess that mindset's kind of kicked back in. I don't know. So I weighed again this weekend, and I was up from where I had been previously. So I weighed at 319.2, I think it was, yesterday morning. And then today I went over to my parents' house and I ate kind of badly again. But I decided, in fact, I just was talking about this with Fred, my partner, how this week, like, I really want to get back in the gym and, like, really step it up because I feel like I've been comfortable. Like, I've still been going to the gym at least, so it's not like I'm not exercising, but I've kind of gotten into a rut where I'm doing the same thing every day and I'm not challenging myself. Mm-hmm. So that's my goal for this next week, to try to step it up and do some different things in the gym to try to challenge myself. So, but other than that, I'm good.
No, that's good. Like we were kind of talking about that, about like accountability, and like we can sit and make all sorts of excuses for why we did this or that, but the thing is like we're all humans. We're all going to have weeks where, like where we feel comfortable or where we're on vacation or where we're not feeling well. And so it's just a matter of owning it and saying, okay, this is what's going on. This is how I'm going to fix it. And I like how you said that. Like you've already got goals for yourself for this next week, which in my opinion is huge. I mean, especially if you can follow through with those goals, then I think that's awesome, Josh.
Well, I mentioned it a couple weeks ago in one of the videos that I did, how I want to start getting back into doing like weight training. Mm-hmm. And I have not jumped quite into that because I guess my mindset was like I wanted to be consistent, have like a period of time where I've been consistent with weight loss, and ever since the cruise, like that has not been the case. I gained weight and then I lost some, but then I've kind of plateaued or gained a little bit again. So I think I'm going to hold off for a couple of weeks still before I jump into the weight training. But what I am going to do more specifically as far as my goals for this next week, what I do now is I walk every day for 30 minutes on the treadmill. And I start off at a 3% incline for the first 10 minutes, and then I go up to a 4% incline for the next 10 minutes, and then the very last, like 2 minutes, what I've been doing is upping the speed. Like I walk at 3.5 miles an hour the whole time, except for the last 2 minutes, and I've been upping that to like a 3.7 miles per hour. So this next week, I'm going to, instead of upping the speed to 3.7, I'm actually going to jog for the last 2 minutes.
Wow.
Oh, and I have some exciting news. I went out for a jog last weekend. I went jogging. I went jogging.
That's awesome.
I
That
jogged,
is
I'm not
awesome.
even joking. I went a half a mile without, like, I stopped
Wow.
for like 15 seconds, but I jogged a half a mile.
Wow, dude.
Pretty
That's
much
great.
Gosh.
I was shocked.
Good job,
I've
Josh.
never done that before. So,
That
yeah.
right there is like the gold star moment. That's awesome, dude.
That was like my one positive thing that I did. So I'm going to start doing that more. I filmed it too, so the next video that I do, I'll show a clip of it.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Exciting. I
That's
was
so
proud of myself.
great. I'm proud of you too.
Because I don't think I've, like when I was a kid, one time I decided I was going to go jogging, and then I fell and I never jogged again, like my whole life. So this was like the first time that I like actually went out with the intent of we're going to find a trail, like a walking trail, and I actually went to jog, and I did, and I felt like I accomplished something, so it was pretty
That's
cool.
good. You should be so proud of yourself.
Yeah, I was pretty proud.
Nice. Oh man, that makes me feel so like excited for you, and like that right there also like motivates me too, because I always had big dreams of like being a jogger, and like I don't know, my knees might prohibit that from ever happening, but I don't know, like I just think that's awesome, dude.
And you know what's so crazy too? Like, because we did it at a park, like a public place, and there was a street right there, and there were people driving by. And I think before I started this whole journey, I would have never, like, I was too much in my head. Like, I cared too much about what other people thought, so I never would even try to do something like that.
Yeah.
But I didn't even care. Like, there were cars driving by, and I still just went for it. You know, I was just running. So it's pretty
That's
cool.
awesome because I still struggle with, like I know people look at me, like they see a big girl exercising, and they should be cheering you on, but
Yeah.
they're pretty much big a-holes about it.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, what was that article that went around? Oh, God, it had to have been maybe 6 months ago or so about that that bigger girl that was jogging like at the track, and so
Oh yeah, the one I posted.
maybe it was you that posted, so maybe it wasn't.
She was jogging her first 2K or 5K. Sorry, 5K, 2K. What the heck? 5K, and she was a little bit from the end, and she almost collapsed. But other runners and a police officer went back and supported her the rest of the way so she could finish.
That was awesome. I don't know. I think there's a lot to be said. Like, I don't know. I hear a lot about like the jogging community and how it really is a community, and I think that's awesome. And
like I'm in like I haven't been going a whole lot lately, but like I'm like in our local town's running club, and it's so tight knit. Like right now, we live in a pretty small town, and we just hit over 1,000 members in there, and it's insane. Like for instance, like one of the guys in the running club, his daughter's in Atlanta on a service mission, and she got in a bad accident. You may have heard about it, Amy, the missionary that died.
Oh yeah.
His daughter's still in a coma and stuff, and everyone band together and they're going on runs for her, and I think it's really cool. Like I think you'd be surprised to see how many, like if you were to go like on Facebook or something, to see how many different communities there are, and I've met some really cool friends that way for sure.
Yeah.
That's cool. I want to look that up because I was trying to find like just running tracks, and I found like a website where you can go and you can look up like places to run, and they had a disclaimer on there, for like if you go try to find a school or something that has a track, sometimes you got to follow the rules of the school district or whatever. But I found like just a place where you could go and they have like a walking or running trail in Dallas here, and so that's how I found the place where we ended up going. But I'd like to look into that. I never in a million years dreamed that I'd be looking for a running club.
You'll be back.
But you never know.
Yeah. And the cool thing is like our running club, for instance, we do runs every Saturday morning, and what they do is they just do like a short route, a medium route, and a long route. And they have it all mapped out, and you kind of just go on your own. If you want to run with people, you can, and it's really cool. And like if anyone wants to go work out during the week, they'll do the same kind of thing where they'll send a message out and say, hey, whoever wants to come will come, and it's cool. That's how I wouldn't have been able to run the marathon that I did last September without it, for sure. Community makes a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to start my C to 5K again because I really enjoyed doing it. I just got off track.
Yeah.
Is
And
that
I was
app?
Mhm. I have that.
I've heard about that. Someone told me about it, but I've never tried it. Does it work? Is it good?
Yeah, I enjoy it. It steps you. It's an 8-week program, and every week it steps you up to you run a little longer or jog. I jog. My jog is about the pace of a normal person's fast walk. It's not very fast, but I go.
Still counts.
But like the first time you'll run for 30 seconds and walk for or 60 seconds or something, but it bumps you up to a little more running and a little less walking each week. So you're supposed to be able to run a 5K at the end of 8 weeks.
Yeah,
I want to do the color run.
I started doing that probably a year and a half ago, and I was on a treadmill, and so I don't even, like, my body doesn't even know how to actually run, like I know you're supposed to land, like, toe first and then roll down or something like that instead of heel first. So I was like, when it actually came to the jogging part, and I know this is bad, but I'm like trying to teach myself, I would like hold on to the side of the treadmill so that I could like focus on teaching my legs how to do the actual running, if that makes sense. And then it sucks because I got like through the first 2 or 3 weeks, and then for some reason I stopped. But I don't know, like, I'm always using my knee as an excuse of how I should jog, but I don't know, maybe I'll have to try it. And I have the app, so.
And I think for me, like, I have bad knees from football as well. And the cool thing, like, with like running or working out is the more weight we lose, the easier it becomes, and the less stress it really is on our joints and stuff. And if I can do it, I did it. Anyone can do it for sure. Because I'm definitely no athlete. That's what's kind of fun. Like when people are, and I'm definitely back into it. Like trying to get into like the weight loss and stuff, and have complaints and excuses. We can all do anything we want to. We really can.
Yep, it's true.
That's a bit mind to it.
Well, we have been broadcasting for almost an hour. We were just going to do a quick one.
I know. I have to go get Jackson ready for bed.
Yeah, so I was going to say, I don't know if there's anything else anybody wants to say, any goals we want to set for this next week. I mean, it sounds like maybe we all want to focus on maybe looking into the Couch to 5K app, all of us.
Yeah, definitely check that out.
Yeah. Well,
I just wanted to say hi to Josh because this is my first
I know.
time hanging out with him as well. I've already said hi to Kurt and stuff, so.
yeah, I'm so excited.
Me too. It's really good to finally get to talk to you.
Yes.
We talk all the time in the chat, but there's something different about like face to face.
Face to face.
I don't
Yeah,
even have a
exactly.
real connection with people through the
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys, and thank you to Kiki who was in the chat. She's been really awesome talking about the last comment she said is you could do anything you put your mind to, and I think that that's true. I mean, obviously, this entire battle, like we have our bodies and we have our limitations, but what is our major limitation is our brain, and if we can all just continue to work on removing those roadblocks, we're gonna hit all of these goals that we have. So. Well, thank you for being here with me tonight, guys. You guys all rock. All your links are below, so everybody watching, make sure you go subscribe to everybody. And I hope everybody has an awesome week.
You too.
Yes.
Feel
Are we
better.
doing another one in 2 weeks? Are we posting a video in 2 weeks?
Yeah, so we'll do no video next week, and then we'll do another pre-recorded video the week after that. So.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Cool.
Awesome. All right. Thank you to everybody watching, and we'll see you in 2 weeks with a weigh-in. Bye.
Bye.